3 local black women who are members of the group Black Voices for Trump say President Trump has created a more inclusive economy for black Americans. And they tell me why, even during these divisive times, they still stand by the president.
I've read both, and the left has left us as black folks.
And I read the Republican platform and I read the Democratic platform. Being a Republican, I see things getting done. I see the promises being kept.
Later.
So in 2008 and 2012, you voted for
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama. 2016,
I voted for Donald Trump.
Hillary Clinton. 2020,
Donald Trump.
Biden. And who will you vote for in 2024?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Got him. We f***ing got him.
What is good, YouTube family? It's your boy Shot. We back again with the Black Anomaly Rising channel. So I gotta talk to y'all about this BET special. What is this mug called? Listening to Black Voters. Okay, so this is something that I saw pop up on my feed a while ago, and I just have not had the opportunity to watch this. So apparently what this is about, you saw the intro, it's about black support increasing for Donald Trump. Okay, so a lot of people don't understand this, and I think it's definitely from a miseducation standpoint. If you've been on this channel for a while, you already know that Donald Trump, he's literally spelled out his policies. He has them on his website, right? There's actually multiple websites that exist, but this is very easy stuff to find. Okay, I'll be sure to put some stuff in the description as well, where you can see that his policies are good, solid policies meant to grow the economy, stop immigration, stop all these wars from going on, end the woke agenda, so on and so forth. There is different things that collectively move towards that goal. Inevitably, with the great economy, black people on the whole will be more successful in general. Okay, so this is something that Donald Trump supports. This is what he did previously in his previous administration, even though people still like vehemently, like you look at the comments for a lot of videos, they're like, he's a racist, he's a racist. That's all they talk about. It's really, it's not just black people that are saying that. It's literally everybody who is against Trump. That's like their go-to, like he's a racist, he's a dictator, he's a Hitler, basically. That's what people are saying from a standpoint of pure ignorance. And it's really unfortunate. I do think that while the black support is increasing, people saying stuff like, oh, Trump's going to get like 50% or something like that, that is basically impossible. It's going to take time for the black vote to really kind of shift and be considered like, well, voting Republican is okay, right? So it's going to take some time. It's not going to happen in one election where it's just like this big shift, especially amongst black women. I don't know what it's going to take for black women, because it seemed like you could literally just lay out the facts right in front of a lot of them, and they're just like, nah, nope, I'm supporting Biden. And it's like, okay. It's like, obviously not all. I know you got to not all people to death, because they'd be like, well, I'm a black woman and I supported Trump. It's like, not all people. But y'all know what I'm talking about. It's like 90% black woman support for Biden. Okay, and for Trump, it's like obviously almost zero, right? So very unfortunate situation. But yeah, I'm very interested in seeing what's up with this special and seeing what these people had to say. So without further ado, let's get into it.
The race for the White House is coming into focus after Super Tuesday. The country appears to be headed toward a rematch between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump. Just like in 2020, black voters will play a critical role in the outcome of this election. More than 34 million African Americans are projected to be eligible to vote this year, and one of the largest blocks of black voters is in Georgia.
So 34 million right now. So we got a number that we know about that have actually been recorded of roughly 10 million illegals. So this means that if you have another presidential cycle, by the time this presidency is over, and you have, it's probably going to be what, like 12, 13 million. So if you have another presidential cycle where roughly about as many or maybe more illegals show up, then effectively you got more illegal immigrants that come into the country than the entire black population of the entire United States of America, which means that, oh, we're totally screwed in terms of votes. So for any black person who's made it this far into the video that's like some sort of staunch Joe Biden and Democrat supporter, think about that. is your vote gonna matter? Like, I mean, you really got to use your head.
We traveled to the battleground state to hear what people are thinking and feeling about the state of the presidential race in 2024. Johnny Daniel has been shaping up heads for more than a decade at Supreme's Barbershop in the heart of Henry County, Georgia.
It was mostly Republican, and then
I used to live over there. I'm not gonna say nothing else, but I got some people over there.
I think when Obama came in, it started to shift.
Why did you vote for President Biden in the last
Because
election?
of who he ran with, and he was in the White House for the 8 previous
Because
years.
who he ran with, Kamala Harris. And then, of course, he started talking about Obama. Like, of course, that's a factor. But really, this is, man, listen, man. Our people just got to do better, man. Anytime we see a black person, it's like people get a massive freaking hard on. They get like a freaking boner off of anytime they hear that there's like a freaking black person running, especially if it's a black woman in any type of position. It's like, bro, like we got to have a higher benchmark for what we consider the people who we need to aspire to just stand behind. I can see if it was, I don't know, like at least Michelle or something, somebody who actually got some tact and doesn't appear to be fake as hell. But Kamala Harris was probably quite literally one of the worst black women you could have picked. You could have picked woke behind Stacey Abrams, Miss Election Denier in Chief Stacey Abrams over Kamala freaking fake behind Harris. She ain't even black all the way. Like, give me a break.
I felt like he had the experience, but definitively right now, I couldn't tell you that if they open the polls tomorrow, I'm voting for Joe Biden.
So what changed?
Life.
Oh, damn, not the commercial, bruh. Not the commercial.
The inflation and the things that we're going through right now. I want the right person so that I'm not paying $8 for eggs, $15 for gas.
Even though things may be improving economically, you feel there's a disconnect.
Yeah, there is a disconnect.
Well, the thing is, the freaking Democrats are trying to convince you, they're trying to do the whole classic pee on your leg and tell you it's raining. They're trying to say, well, inflation is down just because the rate in which the prices are increasing is slowing down. They're still increasing, but they're slowing down. And some prices have decreased, but some of them haven't, right? And they're trying to say, well, just because they increased before doesn't mean that that's a problem, right? Of course it is, because the wages have not caught up. The wages are still trying to catch up. And a lot of the way that they word what's happening is a bunch of lies. And the fact that people don't see that, it actually blows my mind that people don't see. I mean, a lot of people apparently do. Maybe this guy does see it. But there's a lot of people in my comments who apparently don't see it. They're just living in cuckoo for Cocoa Puff la la land. Okay, snap, crackle, and pop. They living in the land of Pennywise. Shout out to the It movie. Okay, clowns.
These last 3 or 4 years have been, this is the worst it's ever been in my life. I never would have even considered thinking about voting for Donald Trump. But living in America these last 4, it's a consideration.
A consideration that's reflected in some polls.
Bro, that's not enough. Like, we need more than considerations, because if something's not working, look, bro, if something's not working, because people keep mentioning it's a cult, you want a dictator, like they're saying all of this ridiculously stupid stuff, but it's like, bro, if something's not working, why do you keep supporting something and standing behind something, and you clearly see that you're not accomplishing what you want to accomplish? Like, if you want criminal justice reform, you want better economy, education, like whatever, you want all these different things, none of that stuff is really improved, then why would you even support the Democrats? Nobody even knows. Nobody can answer these questions because there is no reason.
The politics are an ongoing debate between Azad Ahmadi, member of the Georgia Black Republicans, and his girlfriend Alexandra, a registered Democrat, who at times sit on opposite sides of the aisle.
So even though you have political differences, it's not a deal breaker.
No, it's not a deal breaker.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely not.
See, here's the thing. See, this is true black love right here. So here's the thing. when you got people, a lot of people are so vitriolic. They feel like they can't even stand the presence. It's mainly the Democrats who are like this, but they feel like they can't even stand the presence of somebody who has a different political point of view than them. Of course, I'm not like this. Okay, I talk to a lot of people. Okay, and I'm cool with having a discussion. I might think people are wrong about stuff, and I'll tell them that. They'll tell me to think I'm wrong about stuff, whatever. But the fact that some people can't even stand each other's presence, and then it just gets to name calling and nastiness, that's the stuff I don't like. And I feel like, unfortunately, the politicians and the news media has fully embraced just getting nasty and ugly and dehumanizing your ideological enemies. This is why this channel exists. It was one of the reasons, is so that we can basically work to slowly but surely destroy them rather than the opposite. Okay, if they want to F with me, I'm a F back.
So in 2008 and 2012, you voted for
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama. 2016,
I voted for Donald Trump.
Hillary Clinton. 2020,
Donald Trump.
Biden. And who will you vote for in 2024?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
You may vote for the former president.
I may.
Wow. Wow.
I am very much so riding the fence.
What are you?
Yeah, she want that damn money. She want her money back. That's what it is. She tired of them high prices. Do y'all got any kids? That'll change a lot.
Struggling with?
Being in a pattern of doing the same thing that I've been doing, because it's kind of like second nature. Like when you go in a poll, you hit Democrat. Something has to happen. I mean, it's just so expensive to survive. And we're planning on having kids. I don't want to live in a...
It's exactly what I said. Them damn children. That'll get you every time. And if they ain't had no kids yet, they don't have a clue. Because it's about to get real. It's about to get real. If it's just, it sounded to me like she's seeing the struggle and they ain't even had the kids. Imagine when you do. Imagine it's not 2 of y'all, it's 3 of y'all, it's 4 of y'all, it's 5 of y'all. It's gonna be one big mother loving mess. And a lot of people in America got kids, so a lot of people don't get it. This is why you see a lot of people that's like really young. They'll support Democrats. You know, they'll be like, well, a lot of college students and graduates are Democrats, indicating that they're more intelligent. And I'm like, no, they're less experienced. They ain't been through life. They don't know what the hell's going on. And them woke professors, a lot of them don't have no damn experience either, or they wasn't good enough. They couldn't cut it in the real world. That's why they jumped to the school. They're like, I'm going to do academics and I'm going to just indoctrinate the kids because I can't compete with the rest of the people out here.
Full environment, trying to rub 2 pennies together to try to make it either.
When did you make that decision to check a different box?
Donald Trump's first term. I'm saying first term because I'm pretty sure he'll be in there for a second term here soon. But in either case, post-Obama, I decided that the party just wasn't suitable to the goals that I had.
How did you come to that conclusion? Because at the end of the day, former President Obama was the first African-American president in history.
That's just
true. I mean, as a black man, I would assume that meant something.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. You're going to play the identity politics card, huh? Now, look, don't get me wrong. I voted for Obama as well. I think he was literally the first person I was able to legally vote for at the time. Okay, when you really think about it, that's actually kind of a long time ago at this point, right? We done had 2 Obama administrations, a Trump administration, and we at the end of Biden's administration. And it better be the damn end. So, yeah, I voted for him too. But the thing is, it wasn't just because he's black. It's because I actually believed in what he was saying at the time. And this woman's literally trying to basically shame you like, hey, he's first black. Well, hey, they had Herman Cain, but he was a damn fool. Should we have voted for him too? Because Herman Cain seemed like, you know, bless his heart, I know he passed, but he seemed like he was kind of a clown, bro. I don't know. So I didn't just look to support any person who's black. And even back then when I was younger. So I certainly wouldn't look to do that today.
You know, I attended the inauguration on his first term. I grew up outside of Washington, D.C. in the 80s and 90s, came through the system as an institutional Democrat, went through a lot of the experiences that young black men go through, good and bad, ended up leaving that environment, grew up, started looking at the world through a new lens.
Biden and Trump campaigns are also courting young voters who could be key, something that is not lost on these students at historically black Clark Atlanta University.
What is the most important issue to you in this election?
Austin Euler is a Democrat.
I think the biggest thing is start looking more in-house on our issues rather than always trying to be the world's savior.
Ajankaya Sumas is an independent.
Protecting my rights as a black woman, my right to abortion, I don't think any man should have any say in what I choose to do with my body.
And Jacob Jones is a Republican.
I mean, like, okay, let me stop this for a second because I understand that the abortion is a hot topic, okay, especially for a lot of women. But the thing is, it's like, am I just naive? Like, how many women is it out here just getting like consistent abortions? Like where it's like everybody's so up in arms about it. How many, is it a thing where a lot of women are just secretly getting pregnant by people who they don't want the child by, and then are just aborting it maybe even multiple times throughout their life? Because there's a lot of young women who are like freaking out about this too. And I'm like, what is it that y'all not out here telling these men? Because it seemed like they're fighting hard to be able to just get rid of these dang babies, man. Like, why is y'all fighting so hard for this? Like, this is something where I've heard a lot of people talk about it, but maybe if I was a woman, I think differently. Because like I said, maybe they got some secrets that I just have not heard. But it's like, unless y'all plan on getting like abortion, just popping them things out like, nope, get rid of it, then I'm failing to see why people are so strongly adamant toward being pro-choice. I mean, I get wanting freedom, but at the most, that's what I get. Besides that, if it's some more details, somebody gonna need to explain it to me.
If we can just take steps towards clearing our debt, I feel like it'll be a better nation, a better country.
How are you feeling about this election?
I don't know if you can see me sweating right now. It just feels like it's the same as last time, and you're really basically forced to vote between two older people.
You used the word forced.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just pause real quick just to say it's not the same as last time, because last time there was a C virus, which the Democrats absolutely politicized and took complete advantage of to do ridiculous mail-in voting, change up election laws in literally every single state, sometimes different depending on even the municipality that you was in. So that election was a total farce, and they know it, and they cannot repeat that process. So if you ask me, if the Democrats are not scrambling right now, they should be.
As a younger voter, I don't want somebody who's many generations ahead of me, Biden being one of the oldest presidents, and he's fairly older. Same with Trump.
I think of President Biden, he kind of sold a dream that he couldn't accomplish. His famous quote was that for African American, you weren't black if you didn't vote for Joe Biden.
What do you think of former President Trump?
I think President Trump was a bad people's person, but a great leader. He put our economy in a booming state. He provided a permanent funding for all HBCUs.
This is also the same president who, when 5 minority young boys were arrested in New York for a crime they didn't even commit, said that we need to bring back the death penalty. So from a moral perspective, I can't agree or stand behind somebody when we have COVID-19 going around and you're calling it the Chinese flu.
How many of you...
I mean, bro, like, okay, two things here. First off, if you say that you think somebody should get the death penalty, you didn't say it because necessarily they're black. Like, that's literally just made up in your head that that's the reason he thinks it is because you're black. Secondly, he didn't even know that these guys were innocent. Okay, originally it was thought that they were guilty. When they're innocent, you could think something different. Third, it did come from China. So you call it a Chinese virus. So basically she's saying, well, I just feel bad about Trump, so I don't want to support him because it makes me feel some sort of way. I feel like he's racist. I feel like he's a bad guy. Like, that's basically what she's saying. The economy don't matter. Immigration, it's all about abortion and the way I feel about things that Trump has said.
I feel like sitting out and not voting is basically staying quiet and mute. Our vote is our voice. Sitting out is just basically you're not doing a justice to yourself.
So, guys, I mean, this definitely gives hope. When you see this, I feel like I'm seeing this more and more. There's literally so many videos and news articles talking about the black vote increasing for Trump that I literally cannot keep up with them all, okay? This is just one thing that I happen to see, like, just all over my freaking feed. So I'm like, okay, I definitely want to check this out, okay? So this actually aired on BET. Now, do I think that the average black person is just gonna see this and be like, oh, I'm gonna vote Trump this time? No, but I do think that a lot of people, it is gonna kind of get to a lot of people realizing like, man, my dollar sure don't really go that far. You know, like, I'm still working this minimum wage job and now I'm not able to afford Pampers for my child, right? These things really have a significant impact. And the Biden administration has totally tried to gaslight the hell out of Americans in general, and especially black people, of course, because unfortunately it works in mass, especially the black women in particular. But I think that the mask is coming off, okay? The curtains being opened up, they're getting caught with their freaking pants down, okay? Like, they are getting exposed day after day after day. And if the momentum keeps, nothing else crazy pops up. It's like some new war, something else crazy to blame Trump for, some new charges, some, I don't know, they send him to jail or something crazy. If nothing else like that happens, the Democrats are cooked. And the black folks are actually going to be able to keep their freaking voice instead of letting all these freaking illegals from who knows where take that voice away for good. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate y'all watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
I love those pink signs. Women for Trump. I love the signs behind me. Blacks for Trump. I like those signs. Blacks for Trump. You watch. You watch.